Good morning students. Welcome you all back to the CS class. Today's class we are going to learn the new topic is working with the dictionary from chapter dictionaries. Yes, as you all know about that, what is the use of dictionaries? Yes, dictionary means it is a bank of values. Each value has its own label. Let us discuss about multiple ways of creating the dictionaries. First, you should initialize the dictionaries. How we can create the dictionaries? Yes, the last class itself we have seen using the function dict we can create an dictionary. And another method is you can use that curly bracket, curly braces to create the empty dictionaries. So you can use curly braces or dict function to create the empty dictionaries. Once your dictionary has created, you have to insert the value, key and value pair to the dictionary. How we can insert? What is the syntax for inserting the value? Dictionary key equal to value. What is our dictionary name? We have created as a what? EMP. What is it? Dictionary name. Key value. What is our key value? You can give you one keys. The key should be enclosed within single quotes. The next one is what? Value. John. The next is value. EMP salary equal to 1000. So when you display this dictionary, it will display the value as a result. Key value as a result. The next thing is creating a dictionary from name and value pair. Creating a dictionary from name and value. There are some methods to creating the dictionary from name and value pair. The first thing is we can specify the key value pair as arguments to the tick function. We can use the key value as an argument to the tick function. See here we have created that dictionary is what? EMP using the function dict name comma John comma salary comma 10,000 age equal to 24. What is the difference here? Yes, the keyword, the key value key, it is not enclosed in a codes. The key it is not enclosed as a codes because it is an argument. Here in this dictionary the keys are as an argument. The key is passed as an argument. If you display this dictionary, it will display like as a dictionary value. This is the first one method. We can specify key value pair as a keyword argument to the dictionary. When you are using the key as a argument, you don't want to enclose the quotation single quotes to the key. The next one is specify comma separated by a key value pair. So you can specify the key value pairs by separating the special character as a what? Comma. Okay. The next thing is specify keys separately and corresponding to the values separately. We can create using the function ticked keys separately and the values separate. For example, EMP is our dictionary, ticked is a function, zip name comma salary comma age, John 1000 comma 24. These three as a value, these three as a key. See now you can see the result, it will display the message. We can create a keys and values in a separately. The next one, key value pair separately in a form of sequence. You can create the key value pair separately in the form of sequence. EMP ticked the bracket square bracket name comma John salary comma 10,000 age 24. Can you understand the difference between these two? Yes, we can create the key value separately in the form of sequence here. We can create key value and value separately. Key and value separately. The next thing is adding elements to the dictionary. How we can add elements to in the dictionary? We'll see the example. See, listen, I have created a dictionary value EMB. Now I am going to insert one key value pair to the dictionary. How I can add this? What is the syntax for writing? Dictionary name key equal to value. So what is the key value? DEBT equal to what is the value? Sales. Now you can display the dictionary. It will display the message. It will display the message and as inserted the new key value pair. The next thing is nesting dictionaries. You know about that. What is mean by nesting? Yes, nesting the list inside the list. The same dictionary inside we can create another dictionary, that is called as what? Nesting dictionary. EMP equal to John, age 25, salary 2000. That means John here age equal to 25, salary equal to 2000. Okay, next thing it will display Divya age 35. Next salary, it will display like this. So this is called as what? Dictionary nesting dictionary. Dictionary inside the dictionary is called as what? Nesting dictionaries. Update and modifying the existing elements in a dictionary. How we can update and modifying the elements in the dictionary? We have created the dictionary already named as an EMP. Now I am going to change the value of the key value of the salary equal to 2000. So what is the syntax for this? EMP, that is dictionary name. Next one is key equal to what is the value you want to change. You have to specify that value. Then display that dictionary. You can see the difference of that. Yes, it is updated. You have updated the new value to the existing key. So this is the method you can update the value to the keys. The next one is deleting elements from a dictionary. If you want to delete an element from a dictionary, you can use the same at the key. You can use the key as a DEL dictionary name, and the bracket you have to mention that key. So EMP table, EMP dictionaries, we have already created 4 keys, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I am going to delete the key department, that is DEBT. So del, use the keyword del, dictionary name tab. So it will delete that key and value pair totally. Now you can display that employee table. It will see the result. See, if you want to delete a key, the key must be present in the existing dictionary. If it is not, it will display the error message. It is a key error. See, for example, tell employee that EMP dictionary SS. I have mentioned the key value SS. Here the SS key it is not present. So it will display the message as a what? Key error. Checking for an existence of a key. We can check whether the key is present in a or not. We can use here membership operator to check the keys in a dictionaries, in and not in. So for example, then EMP already we have created the dictionary. Now I am going to check whether the key age in EMP dictionary. See, listen, if the key is present, it will display the message as a true value. If the key is not present, it will display the message as a false value. When you are entering the key value should be enclosed within codes. If you are not closed with codes, it will display the error message. Here, let us see the example. Age key in EMP, it is present? Yes, here the key is there. So it will display the message as a true value. John in Yes, it is an false because it is an value. We can check only the key, not a value. We can check only the key. So it will display the false message. The next, age not in EMP. That means not in, it is present. So it will return the value as a what? False value. So we can check that key is present in the or not existing. We will use membership operator in and not in. Pretty printing dictionaries. Pretty printing dictionary means how we can print the dictionary values. Yes, using the print statement. How we can print the dictionary values using the print statement. How we can print the values using the dictionary? We can use the statement print to display the dictionary values. If the dictionary is larger means we can use the print statement, but the statement is not clear, it is not readable, it is not need presentation. So we can import this module is called as what? JSON. We can import the module JSON. From that we can use the function dumps function, DUMBS. That means it will display the dictionary key value pair one by one. What is the syntax for writing this? Module name dot dumps function dictionary comma intent. Indentation. N is the number. N is the number. For example, print module name, function name, EMP it is a dictionary name, indentation they have mentioned 2. That means it will give the space 2 space before the key value pair. So first it will bring the curly braces, after that it will print the first key value pair, the next key value pair, the next, then close the curly braces. Before the key value pair it will give the 2 space. Before the key value pair it will add the 2 space. So this is the way we can use the JSON modules in the dictionaries. Why we are using this module? Because if the dictionary is larger, we can print the dictionary using a print statement, but it is not a good presentation. If you want to know the clarity of that key value pairs, that means you can use import the module JSON. From that you can use the function dumps DUMBS. Counting the frequency in a list. The next thing is counting frequency of elements in a list. The first we'll see one program, then you can understand clearly how we can count the frequency of element in a list. First you should import the module, then SEN it is a variable, SEN it is a variable, then after that they have mentioned that some string of words. Okay, this is a super idea. This idea will change the idea of learning. That is the codes. They have stored it in a variable SEN. Words equal to sentence dot split. That means here SEN dot split. Words equal to SEN dot split. What is the use of split function? It will split the string. So what is in SEN? This is the idea. This idea will change the idea of learning. So that line it will be splitted and store it in a variable words. The next, D equal to curly braces. That means it will create the empty dictionary in a value D. For in words. Listen now, for I missed here. For I in words. Key equal to I. So I value it will store it in a variable key. The next, if key not in D, that means if the key it is not in D, that means it will print count equal to words dot count of key. Then next statement is what? T of key count equal to D of key. Now you can print the words, print then functions of dumps function using the dictionary D values. The split function, it will split the line of the text like this. This is A by default it automatically split the values by using the space. So it will split the values like this. After that we have used here print dumps function and that module JSON. So it will print the value like this value and it will count that how many times the this is present, 1 2 in the dictionary. So it will display the count also. A is 1 time, super is 1 time, idea is 3 time, build 3, of 3. So this is a way you can count the frequency of element in a list. If you want to count the elements in a list, you have to split the elements using the function split. After that, you can use the dumps function in that JSON module to print the dictionary values. What we have completed today, working with dictionaries, we have completed multiple ways of creating the dictionaries. There are two methods to create the empty dictionary, curly braces and dict function. The next one is creating the dictionary from name and value pair. The first thing is we can use the key as a keyword argument. The second one is that key value pair separated by commas. The third one is we can create keys and values separately. The fourth one is we can create key value pairs separately in the form of sequence. How to add an element in a dictionary? What is the syntax? Dictionary name, that square bracket, the string codes, key value equal to value. What does mean by nesting dictionary? Dictionary inside the dictionaries is called as what? Nesting dictionary. How we can update modifying the existing elements in a dictionary? Yes, what is the syntax for using this? Dictionary name, the square bracket, key equal to value. How we can delete the elements in the dictionary? We can use the keyword del space dictionary name, the bracket you have to mention the key value, key alone. It will delete the key value pair in the dictionary. Checking for the existence of a key. We can use the membership operator to check the keys that is present in the existing of dictionary, that is in and not in operator. Pretty printing dictionary, that means the dictionary is larger, we cannot give the presentation the neatly, so we can use this import module as a JSON. From that we can use the dumps function to present the dictionary one by one. Counting the frequency of elements in a list. We can count the elements in the list. First you should split the elements. After that we can count and display the result. Thank you students. We will see in the next class.